Alright, it's Sunday again. Taking like 5 takes because my mind's exploding. We'll start here. 8 months ago, I found myself in a disheveled mess of a shop. Zero funding, little money, more work than I can produce myself. No cash flow to speak of. And now we're moving forward. I got 3 guys working under me. We're making payroll. We're making bills. We're squeaking by right now. We got cash flow at least. Which is pretty fucking amazing for where I started. I resisted bringing in more people because it takes me off the floor. It takes me away from doing, puts me into managing and sourcing and such. So that aside, that's where we're at. That's what's going on with that. That's brought into, we've got the shop further organized. It's clean. Most of the guys have their own gear set up and rolling. The newest guy, he's got about a month before he's got to get a box on the floor rolling. And that'll be important in and of itself. Because quite frankly, I'm tired of guys using my gear out of my box. It's always a mess. They're getting better about it. Personal safety equipment. I spent good money on personal safety equipment. Getting them to use it's like pulling teeth. Getting them to take care of it is worse. But I guess it's just part of my station in life right now. But they're using it. They, for the most part, are taking care of it. So I can't complain. I got a very good friend of mine that's got a horrible case of COPD. And he's medically retired because of it. I hate to say it, but I point to him as a poster boy because he comes around the shop a lot. And he's a hell of a guy. He helps a lot. He has insight, he has wisdom, he has knowledge, he's been there, he's fucked it up already. So I lean on him a lot when it comes to things of that nature. We've cracked down on getting the yard cleaned up. Landlord cracked down on us. County wanted the yard cleaned up. We're following the county parameters, at least as best we can. I pulled, we had a 16-foot trailer that we can utilize. It's a friend of mine's. He had stored there. I pulled it back to my home, so it's tucked away. So we're working on those things. I got wood beams. I'm actually going to start the finishing process on the booth. My next goal is to get it completely enclosed and airtight with doors and gaskets. And then I'm going to open up the exhaust wall. I'm going to open up the intake wall, and I'm going to build doors that cover the intake wall. So all I'm filtering is the air in the booth, and then I can shut the booth up and I don't have to worry about gassing out the entire building at night. I don't have it where it's sealed on the intake side. And if I shoot something at 9 o'clock at night, I'll hang out long enough for it to firm up, and then I'm out of there. I'll shut everything down and run. So we're working on that because that is an issue. Really, my biggest shortfalls right now as a small business owner, management, I'm doing reasonable. My guys get out ahead of me, which is amazing. I got one guy that I can trust with absolution on most tasks required of him. And Jerry's, like I said, Jerry's working on his RV outside. He rents space to park his RV. So he's there a lot. And he actually helps this young man out, which is, I don't even know what to say. Yeah, I mean, project's in. We got a motorcycle for Omar. It's out. I fucked up the stripe kit so bad. He had to take the tank to a pen striper, and the guy striped it out. It looks beautiful and perfect. So I'll leave a little shit on the price of painting the tanks and tins, but It's over with. It's done. His 66 C10 will be coming back for final assembly, polish and detail and touch-up. We tried burning it down. It's wired up. It's ready to go. He decided that relying on friends and their timelines to help isn't a good idea. I found that a long time ago, but that's okay. We all got to figure it out in our own ways. Yeah, and I've had to be hard-nosed with, and I feel, interpersonally I feel bad, but professionally I can't let that even slow me down. But I've had to be harsh with customers, because shit's stored at my shop. They'll drop something off, it's got to go sublet somewhere that I'm not even handling. It's a rough deal. But I can't have stuff sitting there either. It's not paying the shop, it's not setting wheels. One of my guys has a truck sitting there. They pulled the engine yesterday. They're going to finish it up today, it sounds like. They'll have it mostly done today. But it's a 67 Ford with a 352. They're going to replace the vacuum advance, tune it up, and replace the clutch, and replace the exhaust manifold gaskets. The top bolts broke, every fucking one of them on the driver's side of the engine. I left before any damage could be done to the passenger side, so I don't know what's going to happen. And the neat thing about the 352, 360, 390, that top flange is separate from the head. It's separated from the head away, so you can actually drill them out and tap them with very little consequences. The bottom bolts you got to worry about. Hopefully they get that straightened out. I don't know. But I had to get on his ass because it's been there for a couple, 3 months as a project that he's just dilly-dallied on. Can't have them there. They can leave, they can come back and work on them on the weekends. I let them work on their shit off hours. As long as they're taking care of shit around the shop during hours and my shop's not a mess from them working there, I got no qualm. I guess one of the perks of working for a small shop. Little Joe is a key holder, so you know, he's got access. And he seems to be the ringleader in most of these repairs. But that's kind of that there, you know. We've got the shop floor moving like it's supposed to. Old projects are picking up again. New projects are moving forward. Little Volkswagen Beetle that's in hitting the front, so I got to pull it and then replace the front clip once I get it straight enough, and then rust repair, and then we're going to cut a moonroof in, which is just cool work. It's fun work, so we're going to knock that out next week. I'll show you guys. We'll go from there, you know, and I'm confident we can knock it out next week. If you'd come to me 4 months ago and said we're going to do a pickup in 3 weeks, I would have told you were high to get out of my shop, and we did it. As a team, we did it. And as this team learns and earns and does better, we'll do more. That same truck I think we could have done in 2 weeks now, and that's only a month later. So that's exciting news. I lean on you guys a lot out there in YouTube land and Facebook land, and I appreciate all the inputs and assistance. The next thing I've got to tackle is parts sourcing, and I'm going to look into parts vending from there. I've sort of stutter stepped in that direction. Flipping cars and parts vending, that's where a lot of shops make their money. In this vein of things, you know, I'm looking at business models. I talk to people that do collision, I talk to people that do restorations, but we've got to get our fiscal volume, our financial volume up. We did just over 25, we did about 30% of where I want to be monthly in July. We did about 30% of where I want to be stable monthly in July. August, I hope to step that up to 50% of where my fiscal goals are for the shop. September, I want to get up to 75%, so forth and so on. By the end of the year, I want to be hitting these markers. The end of the year, I want to be hitting my fiscal monthly markers. And it's easy to say, now you got to go do it. Take and do that. So with, it's exposure to the environment, exposure to the industry. And I've reached out, I talk to more people, I meet people locally, and just getting advice and looking at other aspects. Now I'm looking at a software for estimating for classics and restoration. Mitchell's supposed to have one, but I got to find something. I've got to find something where I'm not leaving all this money on the table. It doesn't matter how much or how little you charge, as long as you charge for everything you do. Having the right software to do the right job is a big step, I think. Which would then be, most of those are $200-300 a month subscription fees, and you got to get the computer set up, and then you'll have internet, so that's another $100 a month for the shop, but I'll have a landline then. Aspects like that. But I've got to start looking at those things. We may or may not be replacing some income within our household, so that's going to be another step there to look at. Don't know. I got to sit and wait, really. That's where I'm at. That's what I'm looking at, why I'm looking at it, where we're going. 6 months ago, discussing fiscal goals wasn't even on. Just treading water was what I wanted to do. 4 years in, less experience than I ought to have for running a shop. I had my back against the wall. It was do something or fucking starve. Alright, well, I'm unemployable, so I'm going to go do this. And it's growing to what we've got now. It's more than what I ever intended to grow to when I started. And maybe one day I'll be semi-retired and work by myself and do one car at a time again. But there's got to be outside money for that. Such is. I don't know. I'm exhausted. Things are looking up. Everybody's working hard. And I'm strapped in the worry hole more than I am on the floor. I don't know how to think of any of those things right now. But I do know I got to organize my head for Monday morning and hit the ground running. I have to do that every weekend. I took this weekend off from work completely. I aim to take next weekend off and sometime during the week as well, away from the shop. I'll probably be working, but I'll be away from the shop. It helps get perspective. And that was unheard of 2 months ago. I'm going to get off here. I've rambled enough. I don't know. Maybe there's good information there, maybe there's not. But I'm going to let you folks go. I'll start putting some shop videos up again. I'm, I think, organized and moving forward enough that my every waking hour isn't taken up just by function. I can get some videos out now. This bug will be cool. I will be taking footage of that. It'll be fun. I'm out of here. Take care.